There are two ways to train your husband: the carrot and the stick. And the carrot works best.
All right, so we already know that we're dealing with demonic energy here because train your husband. We never tend to train anything that we have any great love for. We educate those who we love, but we train animals and maybe other individuals that we perceive as lesser so that they can fulfill a purpose for us. But already starting there, train your husband. We already know that we're dealing with something that is it's a flip-flop of the divine order, right? So whenever you see a flip-flop of the divine order, you know you're looking at Satanism.
When you affirm something in your husband, it releases all of these chemicals inside of them, and it sears in their minds, do that again. And when you criticize them, it makes them want to run. Here's, ladies, how you need to view your husband.
Okay, so before we go on there, the idea that approval from a woman is what would motivate a man towards any feeling of comfort, or to even have a chemical release within that man to stabilize him, is again just pseudo-science, scientific nonsense. Of course, he provided no references, he provided no citations or anything like that. He's just running his mouth and he's pandering to sick, silly-minded females and sick, silly-minded males. In order to achieve any sort of masculinity or strength, or even the achievement of manhood, which is an achievement of true masculinity for any man, you can't be motivated by the approval or disapproval of a woman, let alone anyone else. But in particular, you cannot be motivated by the approval of a woman. So to say that a man is living for the acceptance or the agreeance of a woman is complete nonsense. It's complete foolishness.
You need to think of your husband as a big, dumb Labrador retriever. He just wants to wag his tail. That's all your husband wants.
You see how they all laughed at that? He's just a big, dumb Labrador retriever. I promise you, if he said the same thing about women, he'd be canceled. But of course, you know, I don't think this is anyone who has any real understanding about masculinity and manhood, just by the cut of his fit, the color of his peach sweater there, and his stretch pants that he's wearing, and those weird looking sneakers. So this is not someone who I would necessarily listen to, or just off of face value. I don't see much masculine aura aside from a beard that's coming from him. But again, the idea that a man is to be related to as if he's a dog. He's a big, dumb Labrador retriever. And this is a supposed man or someone who's cosplaying, who's saying something like this. And this is what's humorous: to insult someone's masculinity, to insult their manhood, and to say that they're dumb. So I'm dumb. If I'm dumb, give me back my electricity. The usage of and the harnessing of electricity to power nations was developed by these dumb men. The use and the ability to harness the power of fossil fuels was created by these dumb men. Let's not talk about the engineering marvels, the advances in psychology, the advances in philosophy, the advances in mathematics, architecture. But we're dumb. Okay, you do it then. But first, give me back the electricity. Give me back the gas-powered engines. Give me back the traffic lights. Give me back the architecture. Because we're just big, dumb animals. Somehow we can do all of those things, but but when a woman says I don't approve, all of our intellect just, it dissipates. somehow it just dissipates. Yeah, if you listen to people like this, they will teach you how to train your husbands. He is right in that. And he will teach you how to train your husband how to leave you. You will be left alone. You will be alone. No man would ever want to be with a woman who trains them. No man.
So, when he comes home and before he does all of his other stuff from work, he spends like 30 seconds with the kids. Here's what I want you to do. I love it when you spend some time with our kids when you come home from work. And you know what he's gonna do? Oh, you love it? Oh, okay. I love that you love it. And the next day, when he comes home, he's gonna like slam the car door so you hear it. And then he'll be playing with the kids and looking through the window. You seeing what I'm doing? I'm playing with our kids. And when he comes inside, you like, I love it when you play with our kids outside in the road. And he's like, I love it when I play outside in the road too. He'll just be wagging his little Jesus tail. Third day, he'll be running a parade with all the kids in the neighborhood.
Yeah. If a guy like that, who was that desolate of self-validation and contextual awareness of who he is and who his identity is in the face of the Creator, if he was to create any sort of parade in the neighborhood involving small children, it would probably be best to call law enforcement. That would probably be the best thing to do. I would expect his reasoning to only be nefarious because he's not a man. This is one of the problems with. This is obviously a church something, and one of the problems in society today is this sense of I win, you lose. It's all win or lose, and someone has to dominate. And when you're looking to destabilize the family structure, you're going to put the most or the least qualified person in the front, the least qualified. So the assumption here is that men run by emotions. We run by positive emotions. If you approve of what we do and you make us feel good, then we'll do more of it. And if you disapprove, we're crushed and we want to now fight for your approval once again. One of the things here is that so often you find that a man is reduced to a function. There's no love here. There's no love. Get him to do this. And if he does these things, then he's a good man. If he does not do these things, he's a bad man and he should be punished, because his role in your life or in the family is only to provide a function. You've probably heard me say that before when I've asked people on live calls and stuff like, what is a man to you? If it's a woman, she'll always start listing functions. He's a provider. He's a protector. He provides security, financial, support. It's always what he does. He's always a function. And, nowadays you have so many women who are finding themselves alone. They are finding themselves barren and childless and going crazy as a result of it. And a lot of times when you have a woman who is childless in an older age, there's, especially if she's had false pregnancy starts, there's a chemical that's released where now she feels like she has to hold on to the babies that she has. This is where you get the Karen phenomenon, where I don't have anything to raise. I don't have anything to take care of. So now I'm going to raise this puppy, or I'm going to raise my driveway or the front of my house or my neighborhood. These things become the things that I hold on to with dear life and I protect so viciously. But it's a result of a failed woman. She's failed. And you will fail if you listen to fools like this. I don't mean to call the individual fool. I'll call him something else. If you listen to blessed souls like this, you will fail in life. You will fail. He's pandering to a low IQ audience. If I was in that audience and he said something like that, I would promptly escort my family out of that space. There's no way you're gonna insult me like that, or insult my intelligence, or deliver that level of poison to people that I love. Now again, I don't expect this individual to speak for my culture or to honor my culture at all. That's perfectly fine. But I know many people who clap and stomp and celebrate this sort of idiotic rhetoric. Idiotic. Always the assumption that the man is the stalwart, dim-witted brute. And he's a dim-witted brute that needs to be controlled. And I'm sure even when I said that just now, there's some who say, well, some men don't have any self-control. That's not what we're speaking about. Sometimes we let people join conversations who add no intelligent interjection within the conversation, and we need to just stop that. I am a big fan of and a big advocate of shut up, I wasn't speaking to you. Yeah, I know. Violent. You shouldn't tell anyone to shut up. Yeah, I should walk around with a peach or colored sweater and some tights and some goofy sneakers and a big round over tanned face. I already got the big round face and I got the beautiful tan, but it's not over tan. It's just the perfect tint. But I should be like this individual and give such terrible, horrible, demonic guidance, because my creator would never advocate something like that. Who wants to be controlled? Who wants to be controlled? Like, even when you have a power dynamic exchange with you and your spouse, and you decide who will be the dominant and who will be the sub, it's a chosen power dynamic. And at any point, anyone can walk, no, I'm not doing that. But what he's speaking about is pure manipulation. That's all it is. It's manipulating someone to perform a function for your own benefit. That's all it is. It's emotional manipulation and bullying. Oh, you didn't do what I like, so now I'm going to do this. I'm going to show my disapproval. I'm going to give you the silent treatment. I'm going to have an attitude. I'm going to be non-communicative. I'm going to stonewall you until you do what I want you to do. People like that deserve to be left alone, and they will die alone with no joy in their life and nothing to look forward to, and they deserve it. Never listen to people like this. Never, ever, ever listen to people like this. He's sick. He's sick. And you Christians, you pray for him. You pray that those demons that are inside of him be exorcised and that he no longer be used by the adversary, because he's sick in the head.